Tonight on JC Core Score. It's going to be our first show tonight, folks. First on our show, we have Crown's Out of This World preview show. Next, we have judges deciding cadets are on top at first show in Indy. Hi, and welcome to JC Core Score. This is going to be our first show tonight. Like previously stated, we are going to be talking about everything drum corps, everywhere from recaps to trends to everything and anything that is drum corps. We're probably going to have a special guest on the field. It's going to be our take. My name is Chris. I am a brass player, and I'm going to be giving you thoughts and insights as a brass player.
I'm Justin. I'm going to be giving you thoughts and insights into the percussion section because I am a percussionist. I've done front ensemble and battery, so I know most of everything.
And we're just going to fumble through guard because that's basically all we can do.
Yeah.
So
they throw things.
Yeah. So to start off our program, I'm gonna send off to my co-host Justin here, and he's gonna talk about Crown.
Yeah. So Crown came out really strong early on in this season with a preview show, and they had their entire show finished, completed, props, uniforms, everything done right even before the season started.
So let's talk about that visual package because they really brought it out to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Their new uniform.
New uniform.
So they were last year. They're the Purple Pants Band.
Purple Pants Band.
So this year they have a turquoise color.
Turquoise, off blue.
Yeah.
Nice,
So
nice.
they really can't say turquoise pants band. It
Yeah,
doesn't really
totally.
roll off the tongue. So it's gonna be hashtag Space Pants Band.
Or, they look like the Fruity Pop-Tarts. Hashtag Pop-Tarts Pants Band.
It's a thing. So yeah, so they're definitely turquoise. They've got a revamp on the Shakos as well. It's gonna be very interesting. Color guard is in purple, with face shields this year.
Yeah,
it's
face
very
shields.
very alien, very spacey.
Yeah. Which goes with their title, Out of This World.
Yeah, and it definitely is an out of this world show, especially with the props, trampolines, dots, 8 million timpani out there,
yes,
frisbees, bass drums, you name it.
Concert bass drums.
You name it, they've got it. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. They even have a section set aside for a percussion feature.
Yeah, I'm going to take over here with the percussion feature of their show. It's interesting and it's different. Beginning, saw some really cool mallet work with the front ensemble with 6 mallets. Not really seen in DCI. It's a new thing that I've recently noticed. So that was really cool for me to see in the front ensemble. And then onto the percussion feature with the battery. They put down their drums and they start to play on car mufflers and what looks like golden discs, and they kind of sound like what a flexor tone sounds like if you just have one note and a hammer. I'm not sure what they're trying to get with that. It sounded pretty cool. Not really sure what they're doing with it because it's kind of stagnant because they're standing still. They're doing some visual body work with it, and they have some really cool music and hands going. But again, it's not really. I don't think it's quite there yet.
Now, and looking at the Crown, the Crown program, it is. They do have that press feature is based off of Behind the Iron Sun, which is basically a percussion duet, and that's basically what it's from. But they put on a lot of interesting instruments as well, so it's kind of playing into that. So going
the brass.
The brass. So obviously the front ensemble last year, they did the most of the vocalizations for the opening and with all the narration. This year, they start off with a very cool a cappella space audit. It's basically the entire front ensemble doing a cappella. It's really cool, and it leads up into this amazing brass hit.
Yeah, they actually start off with singing and doing all the acapellas for Major Tom, which is a David Bowie song from the 80s, and it's a pretty cool opening scene for that Crown creates with this.
Really sets up their program for that year. Kind of sets the tone of this Out of This World, and then like I said, that brass, it's amazing. They have a really spot on brass, lots of fast notes, lots of runs. It's going to be a really cool musical program. The kids are doing a really good job with it this year, for being a preview show and being that clean and that that level of articulation. Really awesome. So it's gonna be really cool to see where things go with them.
Yeah, speaking of going, Crown, Cadets, Phantom, Troopers, and who else?
Cavaliers.
Cavaliers. Yeah, they were all at Indy. So Chris, what's going on in Indy?
Indy. So Wednesday, June 18th, we had their opening night. DCI 2014, presented by the DeMolin Brothers, in Indianapolis, Indiana. So surprising twist, the World Champions from last year actually placed second to the surprise Cadets with their show Decide. Not sure what we're gonna be talking about with this show.
Haven't really seen much of them.
We did see the intro video that they did post. Seems to be a lot of talking again.
Seems to be a very heavy narrated show. From what we can tell, we haven't seen anything yet.
So we're gonna hopefully, maybe it'll be less narration. Cadets did try that a couple years ago, with some success. I know they got a lot of flack for it, especially George Hopkins got a lot of flack for
George is George.
Right. The man that did the waterworks.
Yeah.
Or tried to.
Yeah.
He is trying to move that in that direction. He got a lot of flack from the alumni about more playing, less talking. So we'll see where this goes. I'm really surprised. The scores really tight.
Interesting scores.
Yeah, they seem to. I'm looking at the recaps right now.
Yeah.
They seem to have swept the board. The only place that Crown actually beat them was in music analysis achievement and music percussion content.
Content, yeah.
So really close score, only by 1 point. But 1 point can go a long way later in the season. Cadets seem to have this this trend of coming out really strong, kind of hitting that plateau, and not really going up as the other cores grow past them. That's why they ended up in the second or third spot. They did have the Angels and Demons show that did win.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
Yeah. Talk about more about these other cores. Phantom Regiment doing Swan Lake. Uniform change.
Yeah.
Somewhat, maybe Swan Lake ? We're not sure about that. Great guard uniforms. Great core uniforms.
Yeah, core. Starting with the classic white with the silver sash through the middle. Then, from what we've seen with pictures, they changed to a black tribal looking with a ancient Roman looking shako. So we'll see. Then Cavaliers, Immortal.
So
they came up fourth at this show.
The real question I have though is going back to Phantom Regiment. Who's gonna die this year? It seems to be a trend that Phantom Regiment kills somebody every year.
Well, I don't know. They changed to black. Could they be doing a play on Black Swan? And would it be a guard member who dies?
We'll have to see. So going to Cavaliers, Immortal. So any thoughts on this show? Classic Cavaliers, obviously.
Yeah. Cavaliers, Immortal. So we'll see how they go. Obviously, I was impressed with what they did last year with Secret Society.
That was really cool.
It was a really neat show. A lot of interesting concepts that they do. So we'll see how they bring the theme of the undead or vampires, from what I've seen from pictures and other people talking about it. So we'll see how it goes. I can't wait to see what they do at premiere, which should be really interesting. Next up is
the Troopers. America's Core.
Yeah.
They're doing a People's House, which seems to be more like a Civil War type suite. Trying to, I don't know if it's gonna be more, there's gonna be actual theme to it. There's just gonna be music. Seems a storyline to it. Seems just gonna be a really American type show. Very patriotic. Very
classic troopers.
Classic troopers.
Yeah.
Classic troopers with uniforms as well.
Yeah.
Exciting things.
Yeah.
So that concludes our program tonight. Definitely look for us for future episodes.
We'll cover more different things as well.
Different topics.
Sound sports. See what that's going into.
Drumline battle.
Drumline battle. I'm going to be doing a lot with that. Looking and seeing. Last year, it was a new thing. People were unsure about it. It wasn't really that well known. And then this season, from what I've already heard, a lot of courses have already gotten a drumline battle show.
Nice.
plan.
That sounds really cool.
So, I mean, it'll be 2-3 minute pieces, and it'll make a show to help entertain the audience. Because that's really what drumline and sound sport is for, is to entertain the audience. And so, yeah, we have that, and then more interesting I&E things that we see and we'll hear.
Yeah, I&E. Always I&E. All right, so he touched on it earlier. Drum Corps premiere in the theaters is going to be Monday, the 23rd. So definitely go to the movie theaters. You can look at the link below to Fathom Events. It's $15. They have hundreds of theaters. It's nationwide. It's going to be a previous recording from Sunday's premiere show in Canton, Ohio. It's going to be in a movie theater near you.
Yep. Also in the same movie theaters, coming to you on either the 8th, 7th, or 6th.
It's one of those days.
Yeah, you can find out on Fathom Events because they have it on there. Big Loud Live DCI quarterfinals coming to you live, simulcast from Lucas Oil Stadium.
In Indianapolis.
In Indianapolis, yeah.
All 22 cores. You will see the top 12, but they do give highlights to all the other cores earlier that day.
Yeah.
So it's definitely it's a long haul. It's about
3 or 4 hours.
3 or 4 hours, and a theater full of band kids. It's there's over 600 theaters. You can just look for it. I believe it's $15 as well. It might be $16 depending on what theater you go to.
Yeah. Again, Fathom Events has it on their calendar. You can look at it and see there. Yeah, and I may have the opportunity to actually be in Lucas Oil Stadium for the finals week. So maybe I'll be able to do some live corresponding from there and maybe get some interviews with some of the performers and see how this grows and see what how they see it and how they feel and things like that.
Well, we're gonna make this, like I said, for the Drum Corps fans that can't necessarily get access to the DCI fan network.
Yeah,
that's our goal. Like I said, we're gonna bring scores, a lot of analysis, stuff like that. Justin's going to do the drumline battle corresponding, sound sport. He'll be hopefully there that week. I unfortunately won't be. I'll be teaching band camp, but I'll definitely be a part of that week. Definitely going to the theaters, seeing you guys at Big Live Loud in Ocala. It's gonna be a really, really, really fun time. So we're continuing this. Tonight's episode was brought to you by More in Drill Designs. You can find the link to the website below. It is your one-stop shop. Your one-stop shop for everything drill writing, music, not music writing, but music teaching, brass tech, visual tech, front ensemble. You name it, we've got it. Visual teching, visual guides, visuals, your whole GE performance. Everything you need is right there on the website. More in Drill Designs. Also, there'll be a link to the DCI recap from Wednesday, June 18th. Fathom Events, and then also follow us on Twitter.
Yes.
At JC Core Scorers.
We'll have that in the description of the video as well. Then we'll also have our Facebook page and the description.
And we look forward to your comments,
Yeah.
concerns, anything you want us to talk about. We'll talk about if we can find time. But it's for the Drum Corps fans foremost.
Yeah.
And we
comments, concerns,
Yep.
anything, suggestions, please put them in the suggestions. We'll definitely get to them, and we'll try and do it. If we can't be here together, we'll try and work something out.
Yeah.
It may be just me answering some of your questions. It
Maybe-
could be him
yeah.
answering some of your questions.
So definitely do discussion sessions,
yeah.
bring some people on, guests, stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
yes.
like I said, look for our next episode. We're not sure when it's going to be. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Twitter. You'll get the information there.
And we're hoping this will be able to continue on past just the summer, and we'll keep doing videos throughout the off season, so to say. And then we'll look at some of the
WGI. So
WGI maybe. We can also look at some of the updates as far as auditions and things for that for the 2015 season, which I am hopefully going to be a part of with Racine Scouts, and then go from there and see how things are going.
we wish all the corps best of luck this
Yes.
season. So like I said, we will definitely be keeping up to date. So my name is Chris,
I'm Justin.
and thanks and have a great night. #GrowDrumCorps.